And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay?
Oh my God, the Derek O'Shea Show podcast is back. Welcome to the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Hope you guys are having a fan-freaking-tastic day. If you want to support me, go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. I'd greatly appreciate it so I can tell my mom that this is a real business opportunity and I can finally get out of her basement. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. If you guys don't know, those of you that are listening to maybe me right now via online or online on Instagram, Pitch Shoot, Odyssey, or you're listening to a podcast audio only, just know that we go live every single weekday night, 7:35 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Rumble. Come hang out with us. It's more of an engaging show, more of like a dialogue back and forth as I pile together all the most viral clips of the day, and we just laugh, mock our politicians, mock our corporate media and stuff like that as they just continue to spin lies and create an entire narrative based on whatever truth they deem is true of the day. I saw this clip being passed around today, and it's a perfect example of why I believe things are absolutely ramping up into our culture and in politics today. You thought the last election cycles were pretty bad and people were aggressive and stuff. I think it's only going to ramp up even more as we have Kathy Hochul of New York come out and tell a bunch of Republicans to jump on the bus and head down to Florida where you belong. You are not New Yorkers. You know, you always hear this on the left in corporate media, and I don't want to just be a response. I just feel like 90% of conservative podcasts are just like responding to what the left is doing. I want to try to have some positive impact as well, and maybe share some laughs and maybe share some hope and stuff like that as well. But Kathy Hochul says this, and I'll just play this clip and we'll talk about where this direction I think this country is heading in this next election cycle. But let's listen.
And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
You know, you always hear about like Biden talking about how MAGA Republicans are semi-fascist, which is like such a weird term. You're a semi. You're a quarter of a fascist. You're not the full fascist. You're just a semi. You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean, bro. You're just dipping in fascism. You're just pretending to be fascist. But Kathy Hochul is a perfect example of our corporate media, perfect example of politicians, and she's saying the quiet part out loud. She'll probably walk this back in some degree, or just, you know, maybe say something nice, or maybe she won't, because I believe that we are at a point in our country where people are just ramping up and being allowed to say whatever they want, whenever they want. And this whole approach, what I used to grow up on in the Republican Party of like, or just a moderate of like, you know what, let's try to bring each other together and have honest conversations. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to do that anymore. It seems like in our politics, in today's world, is people are obsessed with their party winning, with their candidate winning, with their ideology winning, and will do whatever it takes at all costs in order for their party to win. As we see people like prominent leftist think tank supervillain Sam Harris said, "I didn't care if there was dead bodies on Hunter Biden's laptop. I didn't want Trump to be in office." These kind of insane rhetoric of just whatever it takes, I want to crush my opposition, even if my guy I'm supporting is the most evil prick known to man. I want him to be in office over the other, because then it means my side wins at the end of the day, regardless of what happens to the American people, the economy, or just overall happiness in the average American's life. It just seems like that's where we're at this point. And so this whole approach where you see reaching across the aisle is slowly dying. And that's why I constantly talk about how it just seems like civil war is such like a a buzzword and a topic people willy-nilly throw around, of course, because it heightens emotion, gets you excited, and makes you go, what? That's crazy. Or, yeah, I could totally see that. But tell me how we're going to come together. Is there a leader out there that will ever reach across the aisle and bridge the gap? Because it seems like, Biden, people in corporate media pretend like it's these MAGA Republicans. They're the ones that are the aggressive ones. They're the ones that are fascists. They're the ones that are shutting down conversations, censoring children's books because children's books should be allowed to have sexual conversations, even at 3 years. Like, I don't know what they just say the most insane stuff. But what I hear from the left, what I hear from Democrats is exactly what they claim Republicans are doing. You have Kathy Hochul, who represents so much in New York, represents so many people in the Democratic Party. We don't want these stupid MAGA Republicans. We don't want Republicans in our state. Go to Florida where you belong, you pieces of crap. You're not a New Yorker. You don't represent us. Tell me again how we're going to get together, how we're coming together, how every election cycle isn't going to be the most aggressive, divisive events of our day. It just seems like everything is ramping up, and we are at a pinnacle point in our society where it just seems like either violence is going to happen over these elections, or we're going to reach to a breaking point and a bubble's going to pop and a candidate from a third party is going to rise and finally speak for the American people, as opposed, because I just feel like at this point when we go to the ballot box, whether you choose Republican or Democrat, it's like you're almost choosing the same thing. Maybe you're like me, and the ones that the candidates they hate the most, it seems like those are the ones I like the most, because it seems like they care more about what the American people actually want, not what the narrative of the day or whatever over emotional young 21-year-old or 18-year-old wants that day. Things are just ramping up. And I don't see how we're going to get together. But please tell me if you disagree with me. You can always email me at the DerekO'SheaShow@gmail.com. Happy to listen to or maybe do a whole podcast over an email you send to me. But I'm just tired. I wish reason and civility could reign again, because I actually enjoy listening to people on the other side of the aisle if they're reasonable. These people that bring up Trump and everything, they have the Trump derangement syndrome, and they just equate people, all these people, as fascists who voted for Trump. As last week we had Biden call people who voted for Trump semi-fascist, and then the press secretary doubled down, essentially calling 71 million plus people fascists and evil, and we get to throw them out of this country. That kind of rhetoric lands people in camps, lands people in jail, political prisoners. I don't know what the answer is. I've always talked about potentially like national divorce, where states just reign in power and your local government is more powerful, and you just pick the state in which the kind of government you want to live in, and there's no more bailouts for freaking states. And if you fail on your budget, you fail on your budget. But this election cycle is going to get worse. It's going to get more aggressive. People are going to ramp up even more. People are going to get swatted, death threats, all kinds of stuff. And it's going to mainly come from the left because they're the violent ones. You know, they are essentially like abusers of when an abuser hits a person that's being abused. They also cry in the same instance, "Why did you make me do this to you?" And that's where we're at, I feel like, is that we have an abusive relationship in politics of just beating the average American citizen into submission and saying, "Why are you making me do this to you?" please let me know your thoughts are, because when I see this kind of rhetoric, it's just insane. And it's not called out by corporate media. They pretend like this doesn't exist. If Ron DeSantis was to say anything like this, they would talk about it for 2 hours, 4 hours, every 5 seconds. They would fill 5 seconds of 2 hours. I don't know what I meant by that. But they talked about, Ron DeSantis and Fauci being an elf for like hours on end. But then you have somebody like this saying, go back, listen, boy, go back to where you belong, kind of rhetoric coming from Kathy Hochul. But it makes sense as well, because they view people, if you're not for us, you're against us. Silence is violence. If you're not completely on the same page of everything in our politics, then you are against us. That's why you see more people getting called like Trump supporters or fringe right or conspiracy theorists, or you fill in the blank, because you question authority, because you question some ounce of truth in which a politician sets forth. They all of a sudden put you in this camp of like, you're completely unreasonable and I can't talk to you because you don't completely agree with everything in a part of our ideology. It's disgusting. It's frustrating. It makes me angry because I miss the feeling of being American, feeling like we have general values, feeling like you can just enjoy things like 4th of July together without it being triggering to the left or triggering to or enjoying Christmas, saying Merry. Our anxiety as a culture, as a society, is at an all-time high, and people are more aggressive with one another than ever before because of how insane our politicians are. They are completely off their rocker. And people just accept this. And then people clap this kind of rhetoric. I mean, I have friends on the left, and they're just like, I engage with everyone except for people like Republicans or Trump supporters because they are pure evil. Are you freaking kidding me? What kind of insane comment is that? Most people that voted for Trump, like myself, saw Trump as a big F you to the system. A big, you know what? I'm going to look out for the little guy for the one time in my life. And I thought, you know what? I like that. I like somebody that's actually speaking kind of the way I talk, and putting me as an American first as a priority to make sure my lifestyle is good enough for me to live, to have a family, to have a wife, to have all these great things, and live the American dream. And that seems to just slowly diminish over time. The dream seems dead. What does it even mean to be an American in today's world? I think it means two different things. It means like, if you're a Trump supporter, it means like you fly a MAGA flag. If you're on the left, it means you fly the pride flag. It's like, this is what America is now. Like, will we ever get together? Will we ever see eye to eye? It's going to take a leader that people like Kathy Hochul will hate. People in the establishment, people keep an eye. When they call politicians dangerous, what do they actually mean by that word? I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoy your day. Find a way to enjoy your day. Come hang out with us online for the live stream. Well, we are building a conversation together, as I want to. Your opinion is as valuable to me as my opinion, because I want to learn. I want to grow with you. I'm not perfect. I will say things that you disagree with. I will say things that make you mad. I will say things that offend you, but that's what life is. And the only people I block on my streams are people that just attack me, because those are not the kind of people you want in your life anyways. Goodbye, people. I hope you have a great day. Tell your friends and family about the Derek O'Shea Show. Share this on all social media platforms. It's the only way I grow. Tell your friends and family. Say, you ever heard about Derek O'Shea? The dude speaks facts. I hope you have a great day. I freaking love you guys. Bye.